Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM20. It's Champions. We're on episode 53. Last time out, we left off right where we take off from now, which is stage 17 of La Vuelta. We're in the lengthy 46-kilometer time trial that is almost entirely flat. Groot still out on course. We started at a 76. Definitely quickly realized that's a little too hard. -2 not helping. Poor time trialist to begin with, and then a drop in resistance is giving him a fairly difficult time. But Deadpool, you can see, making some really good time, passing Hugh Carthy of all people, who's a good time trialist, a great climber, and I have no idea what he's doing down in 41st position and 0 KOM points considering. He absolutely should be out there and fighting for that. Iron Man just about to set off, so we'll get him set. He's a fantastic time trialist. So we'll get him on the go. Now, I think in the grand scheme of things, a 75 for a good time trialist is doable. You can see Deadpool, Captain America, who have been on 75s from kilometer 0, are right there on just making it through. So Deadpool, at the first time check, 12th place, minute and a half down. Captain America, still not there. Iron Man is just set off, and Wolverine's looking good today. I think I'll stick with that 75 for them, though they might struggle with it slightly. Groot, 38, 6.5 minutes behind. We're looking at huge time gaps. Right now, top of the order, we can see it's going to change. It's going to change drastically. Oh, Deadpool fades just on the line. 7th place, 2:21 behind. That would have probably been good enough for about 5th. I'd say maybe 10 seconds were lost. Cavagna is who he comes in behind. Craddock goes just ahead. So 75 didn't. Oh my goodness. That was quick. Okay, Wolverine out on course. We've got Ant-Man just setting off in 12th place. And then right after that, and they're looking good too, Storm. So there's a sneaky little uphill right at the finish, but it's very minor. Deadpool just didn't quite have enough. Still in the top 10 for now, and we'll get through the others. Captain America was 10th at the time check, just a minute 23 off the pace, a little bit better off. And Shampison, they are flying past them right now, so still looking good in that regard. It was just a handful of seconds we lost for Deadpool. I'm guessing maybe 1 or 2 positions below where they could have been if they had that energy to finish things off. Iron Man, 6th. Minute 3 down. Really good time trialist, 82. The resistance, though, they do have a -1 on the day, so they take a little hit there, 76. But you can see they're coming up on Vlasov and Poles. And that's solid company. And you can see we've got a lot of leaders in the top 20. Wolverine looking fairly good, but down on time. 2 minutes down overall. Ant-Man inside a minute in 6th place. They're looking good at that time check, but they are just a little behind on energy. And Storm, 14th, minute 25. That could be enough to help move them back up the order. Captain America goes 3rd at the finish line at a minute 40. I didn't see them cross the line, so I don't know if they had the energy left. Same with Deadpool, who now sits in 10th place. So they dropped 2 spots, one of those obviously to Captain America. Iron Man now coming up on the finish, just over a K to go. And no, the uphill climb starts after, so actually they're okay. 2nd place for Iron Man. Same leader, but we do squeeze a couple riders in near the top of the standings. We're definitely looking good. That 75 is the right way to go. Wolverine's the one who's down a bit and not going to have extra energy. Let's focus on Ant-Man and Storm. Ant-Man, slight deficit here. I think Storm might be facing that. Wolverine was still good enough for 15th. So other than Groot, we've got everybody in the top 20. Ant-Man was 4th, and Storm goes 9th. So there you go. We have 2nd, 4th, we have 5th, we have 9th, and we have 14th and 18th overall within our team. That's really solid results. And as we're getting through the final riders, only one has gone ahead of Storm. She was 9th. She's now 10th. Yates loses time. Bilbao is going to lose time. Francello loses a lot of time. Yates. And that's it. So Storm, 2nd of all the contenders today. Foss was the one who put in a solid time in 5th place. So that means as a team, we are going to move up the standings quite a bit. after that result. Not a win today, but a very, very solid showing. Cesaredo put in a fantastic time that held to kind of Quick Step and us dominating the top of the standings, and then Foss coming in with a really good time of their own. So that's good. 4 riders in the top 10, including our GC favorite. I think this is going to have an impact on the overall a bit. Times were spread out. Storm was 3 minutes down overall in 10th place. 10th on the stage. Second among contenders. Should have a positive impact. Let's see what it looks like now. Bilbao in the lead. Foss up to second place. Just 16 seconds off the race lead now. Picholo, Yates, Gegenhardt, Hamilton. Storm moves up to 7th place. Now just 2:23 behind, gaining a significant chunk of time, nearly a minute on Bilbao. Yates drops to 8th. Gaudu, Fancello all the way down to 10th place from about 3rd or 4th. And then Ant-Man almost back into the top 10, now 11th place, up from, I believe it was 12th. And then Wolverine up from about 19th towards 14th. I mean, that was a really good move on that one. I mean, see the time gaps have now spread out a bit. It used to be 10 riders that were fairly close. Now it's 8 riders that are fairly close. And then Gaudu caught in no man's land, and Fancello, as well as those two, lost huge chunks. And then that big gap behind spread out even further, as those were fairly tight behind them. Groot still leads in the points classification a couple stages later on, or 3 stages later on from where we were, having only picked up a couple minor intermediate sprints, as we haven't had any sprint stages recently. So the 20-point gap we had previously now sits at 21, and Groot, who has spent time in a breakaway, has moved back into second place in the KOM competition, and is just 6 points shy of Adam Yates with only a few stages to go, and absolutely has a chance, especially as Yates sits... Oh, that's Simon. Ooh, that's Simon, not Adam. Adam is well out of contention, it looks like. Oh, no, never mind. My bad. Simon is 8th. Adam is 4th, which means Adam's focused on GC and not going to be at a break. We have a chance. Groot's not a great climber, but we have a chance with this competition, really not anybody focusing heavily on it. We have a chance to get both the points and the KOM for Groot. Now in the under 25s, it was a 1-2 at the top, and then we were 3rd through 8th. Storm moves up one step. What a turnaround from being a bit behind Fancello to now being well ahead. But that's 2 Italians sandwiching us on the podium, and that's going to be hard to overcome. Team classification, though, we are absolutely crushing it. Almost 14 minutes ahead of Team Bike Exchange. Ineos, 21 minutes behind. Wow. And we head into stage 20 of this year's La Vuelta. We still sit in 6th place overall with Storm, so she's in a good position, but today will not have the easiest time defending that position again, as we are not even in the top 10 favorites in any way, shape, or form of the climbers. Now let's get Groot off the front here, and then Storm set up. So we still have a chance at the KOM. Stage 21 is completely flat. Now, we do have to watch out for the GC guys, but if we can get the Cat 3, Cat 1, Cat 1 with Groot, some amount of points, I'm guessing we're going to end up finishing 2nd or 3rd, but you can't totally rule out that there's an opportunity here for Groot to do it, so we might as well go for it. Likewise, we still have that 21-point lead, with 25 available at the end of each and every stage. 4 points here would put us 25 ahead, and that means it's nearly all but one. Ant-Man, ouch, -5 today. Well, that means you're obviously going to be riding support. Captain America, +4. Oh yeah, that looks good. Iron Man looking pretty punchy. Deadpool's looking pretty punchy. That's nice. Okay, we'll set them up. And Groot is still out in front. We now have 13 in this lead group. Pushing their way along. 1 minute ahead up the road, just that little bit. Groot doing just enough to do their part. 6 riders have joined off the front, and we're now 2 minutes ahead, this group anyway, and starting to back off. So that's a good sign. Well, it'll come together. That's 19 riders. And is it just me? Why would there be some other leader? Vlasov, Andrade, Carthy. How are we going to beat those guys in a climb? I mean, seriously. How are we going to beat any of those top 10 in a climb? I doubt that that's going to end up happening, but we'll see what we can do. The main thing today is going to be grabbing that sprint point for Groot. We'll mostly just kind of hang on the back of this one. 5-minute gap. This could result in a stage, which means we could ultimately actually still have a shot at that KOM, even if we don't win all these KOM points today. If we're 6.5 minutes ahead and end up winning the stage from this group, right? As long as we don't finish dead last, if we get one of those top, say, 3 positions at the finish, or even if we don't, I mean, if we get some points, we need just 6 points. Oh, crap. Hey, look what that is. Oh, damn. Oh, so my bad. I had no idea we were, I mean, I knew it was coming up, but with things being sped up as they were, I had no freaking clue that we were literally right there already on the verge of passing that first point. Oops. I need 6 points, and I just blew one opportunity. 9 minutes ahead. This is totally going to be a stage victory for those guys. So, yeah. Onto the climb. There's no way I'm going to beat these guys on a climb. Let's be bold. What happens if I attack right now? That 6 riders away.
Their front group is disorganized,
Sit
and
on.
some riders are exploiting this opportunity to attack.
I was going to see if they were going to let me get away, go get the points. And there's 10 points on offer, but I don't know how I'm going to beat any of these guys. 4K.
This climb is feared by many
10.5 minutes out, so again,
high.
stage win is inevitable for this group. $11 minutes out. 2.5K to go. Can Groot attack for 2.5K? I doubt it, but 2.2, we'll give it a shot. Max effort.
Breakaway in the leading group.
1K to go. Not quite gonna make it. Okay, headphones just fall on the floor randomly. No, Groot, you were so close. Had that lead, but just couldn't hold. That's no points. No points. We were 7th over the line. Now it's a group of 7, though. It's a lot easier to get some points next time. Our second place is in jeopardy. So this is sometimes why quick sim is better, because Groot can go in the break and actually claim points through the quick sim that we can't actually get here. This group is just too damn strong. There's way too many good climbers. We nearly made that work, but we come up 400 meters short and nothing happens, right? 17.5 minutes. What's the gaps here? I mean, is there anybody? 22 minutes for Narvaez, 20 for Poles. That's the leader here. So they can, this group can get a significant lead and not impact the GC. Now, right now, we're hovering on the point where virtually Storm's going to start dropping down the order. So if this gap keeps going out further and further and never comes back, we will have a bit of a problem later on. 6K to go to the sprint point. We want to get Max here. This is much easier than the other task. Gap down to 15, so it's coming back all of a sudden. Okay, 2K to go. Wrong side of the road, Groot. Wrong side of the road. There you go. I'd say, can we ride on? Can we stay away? It's the only way I'm going to get points at the top. Out to 37 seconds. $25K. I can't ride 25K at that pace. Look how much energy we already used. Back off, get back into the group, recover. 45 seconds. I mean, I pulled out a little bit. But if I was pulling out a couple minutes, then we could hang on. That's not the case. So we need to recover. It was a nice thought, and it almost worked. Going solo like that, but I mean, you can see just how down we were on energy. Now it's 10K to go to the top, and we are recovered.
Increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Let's get water for you guys as well. Gap down to 14, so the stage win is inevitable. Whoa, whoa, big acceleration all of a sudden. Caught that just in time. Wow, look at the pace difference now. This is going to be attrition, which is not good for Groot. 5K to go to the top. Groot hanging in there for now, but not going to have anything left to attack with. Gel now. Gel now. We need it. And this is our only chance to pick up the points we need. 3K to go to the top, and Groot just barely hanging on right now. Yeah, not going to make it. I do not think they are going to make it. They're not. They are not. They're fading. There's already 8 riders gone clear, and Groot done. Out of energy. That would be. That's expected. Honestly, that is fully expected here, as Groot just is not the climber of those around him. I mean, Casper Asgreen and Saicedo are better than him. Narvaez and Ravasi dropped off, but all of those riders are much stronger. Percole is the only exception here that somehow hung on, but that front group of 14, off they went, leaving everybody else behind. Now let's turn our attention. I'm going to set you to auto, and then we will now focus on this group, which somehow got away with that climb. A 75 peloton that's shrinking. Luckily nobody got split off, or if they did, they got right back on. I don't know. But we head into this final climb. 30K to go. And do I want to get water one final time? Let's do it just in case. It was about 60K out, and that's with 2 climbs and only 1 descent. So that final climb could very much come down to lacking water. 20K to go now, and we're already about to begin climbing, even though the official climb is only 11K. But now we're going up, and there is no break from that, so I'm really surprised this is not part of the categorized climb. Okay, we're at an 80. Why? Because we're flat for like 1K here? Well, seriously? Okay, no. But they are awfully far back for literally just starting the climb. Okay, Ant-Man Gel. It's all about pace right now. Groot still a long ways up the road. That does not mean that they will not necessarily come into this later. Deadpool recovered to the front. I want this is not going to be a punchy finish. This is 12K to go. So we've got you protecting Storm right now. I need you to protect, I suppose, Iron Man. There you go. Yeah, we're going to use up your gel as well, and Wolverine's quite soon.
A rider has just suffered a puncture.
Okay, up in that effort to hold position. 71 in the group. Up the road is Groot, well behind everybody else. Making their way to the top, climbing with Asgreen. That's a good combo. They have today anyway. They have similar climbing abilities. They left Saicedo. Ravasi have dropped behind. Pogacar? Okay, no. Just that's the attack coming here. These are your leaders going for it. So sprint train, hello, here we go. Let's do this thing. So Storm, Captain America, Iron Man, Deadpool, and Wolverine right at the front, and go. Gotta respond. Okay, 3 riders go clear, the rest sit up, and this is a lot of kilometers to be attacking hard, so no, we don't want to attack hard, even though those guys have gone clear. We're already coming back towards Groot. Groot will be able to give us a little bit when we get there. 8K to go now. Yates, that's good. Yates going, Hamilton. There's Foss, so these are leaders. Gonna get Iron Man ready because both Deadpool and Wolverine are gonna be done in just a second. Deadpool's gonna fall away, and then Wolverine's gonna fall away, so Iron Man needs to take over and can't find a gap through as that group goes clear. Damn. Bad timing on that. They sensed, they smelled blood and off they went. Okay, here's Groot.
That the strongest can create some gaps.
Groot's gonna take over. And that group's reeled in. Where there's still 4 right up the road, though. Okay, Groot has that little bit left. Let's get you behind Iron Man and let Iron Man go. Let them finish it off. Captain America and Storm are both struggling, though, so it's not like the team is looking good. Our leader is not.
Behind.
Okay, I'm not sure what that was for. Oh, that was the previous climb. That was the top of the previous climb. Storm right on the edge here. Group of 13 is all that's left. And we're going to have to, I don't know, how are we going to do this?
And they're off. It's going to be very fast.
You're going to destroy Storm here, but we've got to try to help
Fabulous.
Verona from the break, Vlasov, then O'Connor, so 3 riders surviving from the break. Storm, nope, Gel, 0.8. Captain America is just going to have to pull Storm towards the finish. Captain America's got this great race day condition. There's no stage to pull for, so you're now going to protect. Oh, we have to switch this up. Okay, 99, and then you're going to protect. Franchini, Carthy, Kirkle, all from the break. Kwiatkowski, Goosens. Finally, here comes the first leaders. Gaudu, Fancello, Hagita. Fancello's going to maybe move back ahead of us. There's Storm now, just coming across in 25th. Captain America helping pull her across the line in 24th, saving just that little bit of time. Iron Man takes 31st. Groot, 33rd on the stage. That's not worth any points, though. So no KOM points earned for Groot, meaning we will not win that KOM. But the points classification looking pretty dang good with a 25-point lead and only 25 points to be earned on the final stage. Storm back down to 7th place. Got just 5 seconds ahead. That's unfortunate. Foss has moved into the race lead. Bilbao is 5 seconds behind. So on the penultimate stage, Foss has flipped this thing. And Tobias Foss, who in real life has been pretty impressive so far in the early stages of the Giro, is looking pretty impressive here and likely to claim their first Grand Tour victory. Bilbao, who shouldn't be in contention, slips to second. This is not your strongest group by any means. A lot of the strongest riders did not come into this one prepared to race for it, and that opened it to others. Storm, somebody we weren't necessarily riding for, either just a 70 resistance and 64 stamina, really hurting other attributes that are fairly okay, but none of which, I mean, no 80s at all. So this was our weakest rider on the team in terms of overall, an average of 76. We have 178, a couple 79s. Everybody else is 80 and above, and Storm, a 76 overall. again, the weakest of our 8 riders here, ends up our GC contender, which GC, right? That's why. Ant-Man 13th, Wolverine 16th, Iron Man 18th. Still good positions, but we do slip a bit there on stage 20. We take that 25-point lead into that final stage. That's good. Group slips to 4th place. Verona from the breakaway claims pretty much max points or thereabouts on the day and jumps to KOM victory from... They were up here, but Verona jumps from well behind to going quite comfortably clear. Just 16 seconds off for Storm in terms of the under 25s, so we won't even get that. And our massive team classification lead has plummeted to just 42 seconds as Ineos had 1 or 2 riders in that breakaway and claimed a good 20 minutes on us on the day. Final stage of La Vuelta. It's 100 kilometers in length. Positions are all decided for overall. Again, we slipped a little bit on stage 20, but ultimately we're still in good shape. We'll have a pretty good lead-out train in Deadpool, Wolverine for Groot on today's stage. All we need to do is collect 1 point to win the points jersey, so that'll be one thing that we claim. Surprisingly, we're not going to get the under 25s. You'd figure we would be a lock for that, but we haven't been, as we really didn't bring any solid GC contenders at all. Like we said at the end of that last stage, Storm literally the weakest on the entire team, and she's the GC contender. Hence, we're quite a ways off on actually doing well in that competition. Ironman's -4. Let's go ahead and use them up to go get water, the one and only time we need to bother with that today. So Foss, 5-second advantage. What a turnaround on that one. Good job by Foss to move up the order and claim victory for this La Vuelta. This Vuelta hasn't been that hard, as honestly the Vuelta often isn't that hard. There's been a number of climbs and certainly a few difficult ones, and that's where we've lost the majority of our time. We've never been near the front on those stages. In the end, I think we've won 6 stages out of the 20 we've done. Let's see if we can make that 7. That would be a third of all stages. Most of those have come from Groot in the sprints. 4 of the 6, I believe, have come from Groot. We'll see if we can make that 5 of 7 by the end of this one. So we've fairly well dominated the sprint, but again, Sam Bennett keeping it close. Just 3 riders in the break today, and they have just 30 seconds, and we're already under 20K, so we're coming up on things right now. We'll set up our sprint train and have a go at it quite soon. Now 15K. I think we could just about nearly get away with that. Let's use Ironman's gel here ahead of time, 13K. Go this little bit further. Here's one of the hardest climbs remaining. The finish is on a slight uphill, so we got to keep that in mind. Now 11K, this is the right time to have a move, have a go, and do our normal sprint train. So we've got... Oh, where'd my laid out riders go? Shoot, I should have checked that. Was it Wolverine? Yes. Storm's going to get free toe, and then Wolverine, and we had one more. Deadpool. 80-78 with 80 resistance. Wolverine is 80-82, so they are a little bit faster. Captain America, you've got Ant-Man, you've got Iron Man to lead it out, and let's come to the front. 11K to go.
The pack is increasing the pace. It's going to be difficult to break away now.
No breakaway currently.
The finish line is getting close.
Under 10K to go already. We're just now starting to bring it out front. Little uphill. Once we make this left-hander, we'll be on the flat pretty much till the end, until that last little bit downhill and then uphill again to the finish. 7K. And we're still not fully emerged as the front team at the moment. We need to start gelling up these guys. Okay, Iron Man. Now we're going to start going full blast. 6K to go. That's gel time for the rest, especially with the downhill section. So Ant-Man pushing along. Not flat, slightly uphill, but we're going to make this left-hander, and that's where the drop comes 4K to go. You almost want to sprint from there. 3%? Yes, we do want to sprint. 3% downhill sprint.
Wow, that's one attack
Full
that's going
max
to leave a
pressure.
good view in its wake. There goes the sprint. The strongmen are giving their all.
Into that final K. Here comes Groot. There's Storm. There's Iron Man at the front. Is Groot going to get it ahead of Bennett? They do.
He snatched victory.
Wolverine's going to grab third, too. Nice. Nice lead out. A 1-3 with Sam Bennett sandwiched in between. Another stage win. Deadpool up there as well. That's your 3 quick riders. And we timed that one right as Groot ran out just before the line on energy. So we did that well. And hitting that full sprint on that downhill was good. We had almost too many riders in front, but we were able to get just, 50, 100 meters each on max attack. With a 30-point advantage in the end, Groot has won the points classification. Of course, Sam Bennett was right there neck and neck, taking second place on literally every single win that Groot had. And then Sam Bennett won one sprint, and Groot took second on that one. So those two had a 1-2 finish in every sprint of this entire race, every stage. And that was 6 in all. Groot winning 5, Sam Bennett winning 1. That's a pretty phenomenal record for those two, and that's why, the only reason why Sam Bennett was still even remotely close. La Vuelta is one of those places where you can have a climber win the points classification because you get equal points at 25 regardless of stage. But here, Hamilton, Yates, up there, but not able to do enough. Foss, Gaudu, all up there, but not able to do enough. And we do turn it into, because of the consistency of the top 2 riders, we do turn it into a 1-2 in the sprint classification. But we get the win, so that's the only place where we were able to pick up victory, as we only took second here. We do get the team classification, which, of course, sadly in this game, doesn't actually mean literally anything at all. And that's kind of ridiculous that you don't get anything for that in this game. There's no financial payout. There's no points payout. They don't celebrate it properly. I'm surprised that the game has completely abandoned, because there is for the other jerseys. The other 4 jerseys all mean something, but in this game, the team classification means literally nothing. Sponsor doesn't recognize it. In real life, it's not a big deal. It's very minor, but it's still something. And there are definitely teams that push for it. That there's teams that know that they can't win the overall, but they have strong riders as a whole. Like Movistar of late, they'll often go for team classification. EF has gone for it in recent years. There's times where Ineos is strong enough to go for the GC and try to keep and maintain the team classification. That's going to do it for this episode and this tour. We're just about at the end. I think we might have just 1 episode left, maybe 2. And then the season will be done, and then we'll do kind of one more follow-up for future seasons and see what max level looks like for all of these riders, what happens when they get to level 20. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.